Cronin Show,
a wrestling podcast with attitude.
This show is not for the weak at heart, but your audience is only. Call the show 339-226-6610.
I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. Give me that hell yeah! But the beat of man!
Oh, okay. Just making sure the audio's working. It's working. Yay!
Some of the most brutal content.
Woken, yes! I was ready for Woken Matt Hardy. I'm ready for... I want him to be broken, but I think it'd be funny if they kept going with this Woken because he's like an awakening. But then after the awakening, it's like now he's broken. But the broken thing can't really happen until, I guess, maybe he owns the gimmick, maybe on December 14th or December 15th or whatever it is. By the way, we're having a party on Patreon tonight, in case you guys forgot. At 10 p.m., Patreon, we're hanging out, playing some video games, taking phone calls, all that stuff. Just about a half an hour away from all that stuff. And we'll do it over there. WWE former diva had her last match. We'll talk about that in a second. Matt Harvey. Oh, man. What am I, Mike Adamle? Well, actually, you know what? Mike Adamle, a couple of years later, sadly had like a tumor in his head or something, so that's not good. I'd show the clip, but WWE would probably take down the video because they're scumbags like that. But yeah, everybody's seen this video by now of him wokening up in the ring. Way past that. My metamorphosis is rapidly occurring. I shall be more powerful than ever. Than ever, says Matt Hardy on Twitter. What's up, Matt Harvey? How you doing? Matt Hardy on Twitter. Woken Matt Hardy, it says. So maybe they're going to go with the Woken thing for a little while, and then he will become broken, I guess, maybe. Or will they have to stick with Woken? But he has said broken. I don't know. You know, I don't even care. As long as it's whatever, anything what they've been doing with just the Dudley Boy version of the Hardys. Thank God I hope it ends. Please let it end. More news on Jim Johnston here, which is really sad because this guy is just so good, but he wasn't really doing much. I guess they're saying he was doing stuff with WWE films, but in my opinion, from what I can understand, it's one of those situations of, you know, you got to put the old dog out and shoot him. You know what I mean? Because this guy, he was hanging around still. It was exactly as I said. They're reporting that he had a high salary, obviously, over 30 years in the WWE. We knew that. You know, that was the situation, and it's just being clarified here now by Dave Meltzer. But just Jim Johnston is a genius and a legend. But I think, as they indicate here, since 2012, really not a whole lot for him to do because CFO has really taken on so many of these themes. And I think a lot of these people are coming up with the theme already done perfectly for them. So, yeah, that's just the way it's kind of rolled. It's really weird, though. I mean, obviously, The Rock, DX, Undertaker, Stone Cold, and on and on and on. Legendary theme songs. I mean, all those original ones from back in the day. I assume he did Mr. Perfect and stuff like that, too. That definitely sounds like him. But, you know, I know Jimmy Hart did a lot of things, too, back in the day. But Jim Johnston, man, this guy needs to go in the Hall of Fame, like, as soon as possible. I'm sure he didn't want to leave, like they said. He just didn't want to go because he would be gone already or have retired by now. I'm sure he's got a ton of money saved, most likely. Unless he's got some kind of problem we don't know about, and that's why he didn't want to leave. You know, I don't know. But, yeah, Jim Johnston, gone. And we talked about it in the last video days ago, but just felt like following up with that little bit of stuff right there for Jim. But guys, now's the time on Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. You see it popping up down below. Check out this informational stuff about it. You can become a $1 patron you can get the Corrupted Podcast. You become a $2 patron, you get the Corrupted Podcast live, plus the pre-show, post-show, and you get the audio download as well. So $2 really gets you all of that. And a $5 deal will get you Monday through Friday, Morning Madness, and the live videos, the Q&A videos, and, of course, Corrupted as well, and monetize this in audio form, tons of audio. And tonight we're doing a party that will be available for people, and there's going to be a retro review as well. That's going to be uploaded, I believe, tomorrow before Raw, you'll see my retro review of a 1998 episode of WWE Raw or pay-per-view. I'm not going to even tell you what it is yet because I'm going to keep it that secret. But I got something else to say. I'll be right back.
Become a member of the Cronin Club by going to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Get 8 hours of bonus content a week not seen on YouTube. YouTube doesn't like the controversial stuff, but I am free to do what I want to do on Patreon. They won't be taking down these videos, so get the following for just $5 a month. Access to polls, the Corrupted podcast, every week featuring myself, Ken, and Justin Bailey. Morning Madness, 5 days a week. The ability to download all audio to save your data plan. Episodes of Monetize This, uploaded in audio form. All of my audio song parodies available for download and listenability on the Patreon app. Direct contact with me, the community, on your PC or the Patreon mobile app. All this and so much more available on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Join the Cronin Club today.
The club is calling. Cronin Club.
Available now, all the Joe Cronin Show t-shirts. Don't forget about them, the ones like the Get Off My PC t-shirt. That's right, if you want somebody to get off your PC, well, then this is the shirt for them. Remember, it comes in men's and, of course, women's. And there's always usually a sticker to go with it as well. That's the Get Off My PC t-shirt. Plus, the new Monetize This t-shirt featuring horse curd and fact and all kinds of other crap that was cool. Plus, it has a back if you flip it over. It's got a bunch of different stuff on the back as well. Enjoy it. It's the new Monetize This t-shirt, and also available, because it's winter time, the hoodie. Of course, various women's t-shirts available as well. People listening to us all over the world, there's a sticker there as well. Stick it on your parents' car. Stick it on your school. Stick it on your workplace. Stick it on your spouse's laptop. Who gives a crap? Stick it somewhere. Hell, stick it up your ass. Well, you know.
There you go.
Also, the new Cronin Club t-shirt. The brand new Cronin Club t-shirt, available as a hoodie as well. And, of course, once again, in a women's sexy tee. Make them titties pop, mother effer. Plus, there's a sticker as well there. Tons of t-shirts available right now on the Teespring site. Corrupted Podcast is in there also with a mug. And Monetize This, other variations of that. And, of course, the original Here's My Apology t-shirt, middle finger, also available in hoodies as well. Right now on the Teespring website for all the Joe Cronin Show merchandise. It's in the description box down below under the t-shirt link. Get some Joe Cronin apparel. Apparel? Oh, no. I messed up. But I'm not starting this over. So, get some Joe Cronin apparel now. All right, so yay, buy some t-shirts. It's Christmas time. Maybe your wife watches the show. So I think they're talking about the Shield maybe breaking up before or soon. It's almost a failure to launch for the Shield. It didn't go right. It didn't go right at all. You had all these people who filled in for Roman when he got sick. That really derailed everything. It derailed so many things. Obviously, it derailed Bray Wyatt's situation. It ruined Finn Balor's push. It ruined what they were doing with Bray Wyatt. It ruined the Sister Abigail debut. That thing has just been destined to fail forever. People always clamoring for it left and right, all these things. I mean, the only thing I can think they're going to do now is like Bray Wyatt's going to have an alter ego of Sister Abigail wanting to show up. And Matt Hardy's going to have his weird broken thing going on. I mean, we're going to have a couple wackaloos going at it. And that's what probably could happen as far as those guys go. And, these are all things that I really want to talk about probably tomorrow when we do. We may be doing a State of the WWE, but if we don't do a State of the WWE, I'm probably going to do a 30-minute podcast myself and just go over these things one by one by one. And there's a lot to talk about and sort out, and I think I'm going to sort it out and really bring out a podcast tomorrow. Because there's just so much to talk about, and I don't have the time right now because we're getting ready for the Patreon party. But these are things I wanted to bring up and I wanted to kind of talk about. I really think the Shield should break up, but I don't know if that's what they want to do. I mean, I feel like if the Shield is going to break up, or if the Shield is going to go away from itself, and go back to what they were doing, I feel like they would make somebody a heel. You know what I'm saying? Or, maybe they would go their separate ways, but still be kind of friendly all the time, and then somebody would do something to somebody else. But it would be more impactful if somebody went heel. And it should be Roman. Again, they're not going to do it, though, I don't think, because just Roman's they keep pushing him as the face for years now. I mean, I don't think, have we ever seen a person who just was not completely over, or at least halfway decently over, who was pushed to the moon, who just still didn't really fully pan out? I mean, it's the weirdest thing. I think it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I would say when Bret Hart was the champion, like when Hogan was the champion, he was obviously almost always over. I mean, around WrestleMania 9, you could argue that a lot of the fans, it was the opposite, I would say. Like at WrestleMania 9, a lot of those fans cheered. I mean, a lot of more of those casual fans, WWE casual fans or fair weather fans, were there at the shows, usually, cheering. It was way less likely that you would see people booing. But there were a lot of people mad at Hogan at the time, but still, but as Bret Hart was the champion, they cheered Bret. When Shawn Michaels was the champion, for the most part, Shawn got cheered, but there was just never somebody who was, like, not fully there, who got pushed like Roman did. Like, if some people consider HBK's WWE Championship run after WrestleMania 12, like, eventually a failure, or not quite it didn't blow the WWE, WWE up. It did well. He did pretty good. I loved it. I was a Shawn Michaels fan. I loved it. But, they didn't shove Shawn Michaels down our throat for another 4 years. You know what I mean? That's just not what happened. WrestleMania 12 happened, and he won the title, and then it was, by, 14, he lost it to Austin after he got it back, and then he was gone. So, WrestleMania 11, I guess you could say he was there at 11. He lost to Diesel, but he lost. He didn't win WrestleMania 11, win WrestleMania 12, win WrestleMania 13, and I know that Roman didn't win them all either when, Seth came and won it, surprisingly, when it looked like Roman was going to beat Brock. And I know this really does feel like the culmination now. They've actually been building to this the whole time. He may have won it already and won it before, but this is going to be that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Finally, Brock Lesnar passes the torch. It really has all the feeling of it. And if you guys have known me and watched my videos have been here since I started doing only wrestling on YouTube. You guys know I've been on YouTube since 2006, but, well, the beginning of 7. But this is the culmination of what we've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 years. Brock Lesnar passing the torch to a younger guy. And since they think Roman is the guy, he's probably the one. Now, I would argue at this point that it's too late for Roman. He's already done what he's going to do. There's no need to give up Brock Lesnar's win to Roman Reigns anymore. To me, I feel that way. Because Roman's already won the championship, and Roman is already... And anytime you want, you can push Roman and make him beat everybody, and it's believable to many of the casuals. The internet fans are going to hate him all the time, but it's believable to at least 40% of the audience that Roman does that. Him beating Brock Lesnar, I don't think is going to help make it more believable for anybody else. It's just going to piss people off, I think. And so I almost think that, there was a time when I thought maybe Lesnar would put Daniel Bryan over. That's hilarious to think about now. That ain't going to happen ever. But I could almost see Lesnar putting somebody else over, passing the torch, because Lesnar's never really lost to anybody other than Goldberg and The Undertaker. And The Undertaker had to cheat the one loss. Goldberg annihilated him and then got the rematch at WrestleMania, and he beat Goldberg. So, they gave that to Goldberg there and thought it would work. But again, still, no younger talent from not in the past. No unveteran. No anybody that's not a veteran has ever beat Brock Lesnar. And I believe that means he's only got 2 losses in the last 3 or 4 years or something like that. Maybe it's 3 losses, but there you go. Who's he going to pass the torch to? We're all thinking Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I mean, AJ Styles, what AJ and Brock did the other day, though, was awesome. Or the other day, I mean, I don't know how long ago it was now. What they did was awesome, though. Can they do it again at WrestleMania? But it does seem more like the actual scenario for WrestleMania is going to be what we've all been thinking, which is Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. That just seems to be the safest, best booking on paper sort of match to happen. And I even though I don't like Roman, and him beating Lesnar will just make me roll my eyes, you know? I'm sick of Lesnar being a part-time champ, and I'm also sick of Roman Reigns, so that match for me will just be an annoyance. But when you look at the paper, like Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, like you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty big, I guess. You know, to casuals, if you think about just regular wrestling fans and casual fans and stuff like that, it's a pretty good match, right, for all them, right? And then you think about AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, whoa. Like, here we go. It's a Wrestle Kingdom all over again. This is what we've been waiting for. Imagine if you could have gone back like 3 years ago and said, hey, AJ Styles and Nakamura in 3 years from now are going to be on WrestleMania against each other. I mean, like, dude, my head would have exploded. Like, immediately exploded the second you told me that. But anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. Thank you for all the support. I love you. Hit me up on Patreon if you guys want to become a patron. We need all the help we can get on Patreon, as always. But not only do you help, but you also get a bonus 6 to 8 hours of content a week that you don't get here on YouTube. And since YouTube is always trying to shut down all the shit, F them. Come over to Patreon and get exclusive stuff for supporting the channel. Otherwise, if you don't want to really get anything back and all that other stuff, hey, just donate live when we're live if you want to support that way. And if you can't donate and you can't become a patron and you can't get the bonus content or you can't even buy a t-shirt, hey, you can always click that like button and stuff the thumb directly up my ass. Or click the thumbs down button if you don't like the video. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what's up. Share this video everywhere. Tell a friend. Send this everywhere. Spread the word. Spread the love. And spread your legs because it's Christmas time. And you know people be getting laid on Christmas. My name is Joe Cronin. Hit me up on... What the hell is wrong with me in this closing? At Real Joe Cronin on Twitter, guys. 3,100 followers again. We're back to a decent amount of followers on there after losing thousands of them after my Twitter was taken down because MTV just can't hang anymore. Follow me on Twitter at Real Joe Cronin, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night live after Monday Night Raw for the Monday Night Raw review on my other channel, Corrupted Podcast. Only reason we're live over there is because we still can't go live on this channel until December 18th. Yeah, December 18th is going to be a party, baby. It's like I'm turning 18 all over again. My name is Joe Cronin. Don't miss out on my previous videos that you might have missed. Plus, don't ever miss out on this one. This was a great podcast with me and Justin Bailey, Remembering WrestleMania, Part 1. See you guys next time. See you on Patreon tonight. Suck it, Jim Cornette.